What's up guys, Tommy Bowyer here from Movie Rewind, and today we will be reviewing Jaws the Revenge. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now in terms of character development, this film has absolutely terrible character development. Now, the main character in this film is Ellen Brody, the wife of Chief Brody, who is in the first two Jaws films. And from what I can see, her story arc is, the challenge she has to overcome, is that she thinks the shark that killed her son, because the shark kills her son, Sean, was also responsible for her husband's death of a heart attack. And now she's petrified of the water and she's petrified of this shark, and it's like a last stand, her versus the shark. However, it really doesn't make a lot of sense because this is obviously not the shark from the previous Jaws films. I think they're trying to make out like it was reincarnated or it's a sibling shark. However, it's just a random shark. And also, this shark travels from America, from Amity Island, all the way to the Bahamas. I mean, this is a shark who's out for revenge, hence the title. The development makes absolutely no sense in this film. It gets a 1 out of 10 because, honestly, no development are done on any of the main characters. Now, the performances in this movie are really not very good either. I mean, I don't really get why some of the actors and actresses are in this film. I mean, Lorraine Gary, she's a good actress, you know, in the first Jaws film and even Jaws 2. She was brilliant in those films. However, in this, it's kind of like she isn't trying. I don't know if she read the script and was like, oh, this is a terrible film. However, all she does is look petrified and cry. She cries so much in this film, and it's actually quite depressing. No one's happy in this film. They're all miserable and crying. And also, Michael Caine is in this film. He did this film purely for money, and it shows. He's really not interested. He's not putting his all into this role. And you know what? Why is Michael Caine in this film? It makes absolutely no sense. The performances get a 1 out of 10 because, quite frankly, these are performances in which none of the actors and actresses involved are putting any effort in whatsoever. The effects are not as bad as Jaws 3D. In terms of the shark, I think the shark looks better in this film than it did in Jaws 3D. However, it's still a mammoth shark. It's still bigger than any other shark on the planet. And quite frankly, I don't really think they put a lot into the effects. The shark, as I've already stated, it's too big. It looks fake as shit. And I think that's where all the effects went, to be honest. I don't think they really tried with any of the other effects. So the effects get a 2 out of 10 because the shark just looks rubbish in this, and it looks like no one really cared what the shark looked like. The worst part of this film is the story and writing. Now, I've already discussed it a bit. The shark is out for revenge. It thinks like a human being and is out for revenge. This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. However, you might say, well, a film that has a plot as ludicrous as this, it might be enjoyable just for how stupid it is. Well, that's not true because a lot of the film is spent with people crying or looking upset or flirting with one another. To be honest, this film misses the mark. If Jaws was a thriller, and Jaws 2 and Jaws 3D are pure horror films, this is none of those three. I don't really know what category this falls into. It's not got enough gore or horror elements in to classify it as a horror film. However, it's got no elements to say that it's a slasher film. It's got no elements to say it's a thriller. To be honest, I really don't like this film because the story just makes absolutely no sense. It's such a ridiculous plot. The shark is out for fucking revenge. That doesn't make any sense. So story and writing for this film gets a 0 out of 10 because, quite frankly, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Now, for this film's special recognition, I've got to talk about the way the shark dies. Now, in Jaws, the shark is shot by Chief Brody and blows up. In the second film, Jaws bites down on an electricity cable and is electrocuted. In Jaws 3D, the shark is once again blown up by a grenade. In Jaws the Revenge, the shark gets impaled by a boat and just dies. Now, I've seen a deleted scene of the boat tip touches the shark and the shark just spontaneously blows up. The shark isn't even killed very well, and plus, I've noticed that, and I've heard other reviewers point this out. The shark roars. Sharks cannot roar. They don't have vocal cords, so I don't know why the shark is roaring for. To be honest, that doesn't make any sense to me. So this special recognition gets a 0 out of 10 because, quite frankly, the way the shark dies in this film is absolutely pathetic. So in conclusion, Jaws the Revenge is probably the worst film I have ever seen. It doesn't have Roy Schneider in it like Jaws 2, and it doesn't even have the gimmick which Jaws 3D had. This film tries to be a thriller as well as a horror, however it fails on all levels. What's given to us is a really depressing film with one of the most stupid storylines about the shark wanting to get revenge on the family which killed the other sharks. And that is why Jaws the Revenge gets a well-deserved 4 out of 50, which gives it a grade 6 ranking. Honestly, the studio milked this franchise to such a point that it couldn't have been saved after Jaws the Revenge. So thanks for watching, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed my Jaws the Revenge movie review. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe in order to receive great and maybe even improved quality content in the future. And I will see you in another one. See ya!